Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, however this video may find you. This is a video demonstration intended to identify the prepackaged security camera system. This is a package system by Lorex that includes 8 digital cameras that you see here, a digital video recorder that allows for 16 ports, which means you can plug in 16 cameras, and some wiring. I'm going to open the box and show you what's inside here really quick. Now, we've installed the system many times before, and we begin by opening the case up and pulling some of these boxes out. The first thing you notice is that there's a manual with some instructions. There's the prepackaged boxes inside here. The first box, the larger one, encloses, I believe, all the wires you need. Now, this system comes prepackaged with 65 feet of cable per camera. Now, this is it's decent cable. It's designed to be what's called Siamese cable. On both ends, you've got the 12-volt plug and the BNC plug already clipped and ready to go. All you got to do is plug and play, basically. Once you attach the camera, you spread your cable and you plug these cables, the female and the male ends for the 12-volt adapter, and of course the BNC into the back of your camera. So it's pretty simple install there. That's you get 8 of those cables in there. Then you've got, now I've already kind of picked through this box a little bit. This package comes with a transformer, a 12-volt transformer. This is a AC-DC transformer that allows for up to, well, it's set up for 2.5 amps. It splits the signal into, and I'll show you here really quick, 8 different cords. Now, all these belong to the cameras. So once you install the cameras and you pull the cable, you plug these ports or these adapters into your cables, and it powers the cameras. Now, the system, like I said, comes with one transformer. If you decide to add additional cameras, you basically have to buy an additional transformer. In addition to everything else inside the box, you'll find enclosed in a separate box, of course, the transformer for the DVR. Okay, you'll find a USB port, I'm sorry, Cat5 cable, internet cable, that is. It's only about 4 feet long, but it works. You'll find an HDMI cable, again about 4 feet long. It works if you're connecting it to a TV. You'll find a enclosed mouse. Basically, it's the only way to control the DVR outside of remote access. Let me show you what the mouse looks like. It's just general mouse. Okay, plugs in by USB. And then you'll find a remote. This remote works with your DVR that's enclosed inside this box. It allows for functions to display picture-in-picture, also zoom in, zoom out if you have a pan-tilt zoom. It has a bunch of cool features. You can play with it as you go along. But again, most of the time we use I train people to use the mouse for accessing the DVR. Okay, so now we go into the next box. This box encloses what I believe is the DVR. Now we've, like I said, installed these systems many times before, and that's what usually is in that box. We put this box on the ground and open this other box. Inside this box, you're going to find the actual cameras. Now, these are pre-packaged cameras. They're enclosed in this protective, I guess, cover, plastic cover. And in addition to that, they're also enclosed in a protective sheeting in addition to the covers. Now, this is so that way it protects the camera during transport. Now, these are what we call is bullet-like cameras. They're a little larger than most bullet cameras, but they're shaped in a shape that we call the bullet cameras. These are 1080p digital bullet cameras, identified here as so, and they display video very well. They come prepackaged, if I show you here, with a cable that dangles from the back of the the mount. Basically, it's a plastic mount. The cable has a 12-volt power adapter already installed and a BNC adapter already installed, and it's about a foot in length from the base of the mount itself. Okay, so when you install the camera, you gotta either adjust for that. Now, this mount is a plastic mount. I mean, let's begin at the camera. The camera is slightly light in weight. It's enclosed in this plastic enclosure. I'm not sure how durable it is, but we've installed it many times. I believe in it. It should last quite well in almost every element. Here we're in the Great Northwest. We've installed this system many times before, and it's a durable system. It holds against the elements. It holds in the rain. It is waterproof, or weatherproof, let's say, because it does identify to use these cameras outdoors. So yeah, you can use them outdoors. Now, you cannot use them in direct rain. I don't recommend you do, but under covers you should. It does have this additional lip. The camera, you can see that it has an additional lip that protects the actual lens, or the front of the camera. Now, there's a little film here on the front of the camera. If I can pull that off really quick. See, this is just a plastic film that protects the lens, and you'll see that the camera has these IR infrared lights on the front. Now, that's for illuminating in pure dark and low light environments, and it compensates for lack of light. Now, that's a really good feature for these cameras, because they're designed to see at about 130 feet of distance in pure dark and complete darkness. So what this camera does is kind of unique. It works in very, very low light conditions. Now, there's an adjustable mount back here. Again, this is plastic, and when you install it, you can adjust it based on these screws. You can tilt, you can pan the camera in whatever position you want. It has a tight screw adapter here as well, and of course the backing, or the bracket itself, you have to screw in these screws that come prepackaged, by the way, with the camera. There's 3 screws and a drywall, I guess, screws attached in a plastic bag. I'll show you really quick what they look like. Here we go. So yeah, this comes prepackaged with each camera, so you have that if you decide to install it on the wall, indoors or outdoors. Now, these could be used indoors or outdoors. All right, so this is what the camera looks like. Again, it is designed to see about 130 feet of distance quality digital video in pure darkness, and there's 8 of these guys in this packaged box here that comes prepackaged as part of this, I guess, package. So outside of the cameras that are prepackaged in here, basically when you take out the camera, the first thing you should know is where you want to place the camera. Second is, of course, how much cable do you actually need to get from this camera to your DVR, right? So then you might need additional cable. You may have enough cable, or you may have more cable than you need, but construct some kind of map, okay, so that way you can understand how much cable you need. Once you install these cameras, leave them detached until you're ready, and then once your DVR is in place, once your wiring is in place, then plug the cameras in. I do recommend you protect these BNC cables in the meantime from the elements if you install them outside. All right, so then we got 8 cameras here. We got all the DC adapters with 65 feet times 8 cables there. And then we have this DVR that's included in this packaged system here. So we're going to open this guy up here really quick. Now the DVR system, see if I can do this by one hand, is fairly decent. I like the DVR system better than most. Now we've installed many systems before. This is one of the most unique and easier to install system. Let me put the camera down just for a second. All right, so here we go. What can I tell you about this DVR system? Well, first of all, we pull it out of the box and immediately you notice that it's enclosed in a plastic sheet. Okay, I'm not going to open it up right now, but I will show you simply. It has 16 BNC adapters, and here we go. These BNC adapters, you plug in your cable to. So there's 1, 2, so on, up to 16. So that means you can plug in 6, even though the package comes with 8 cameras only, you can actually plug in 16. So you can buy additional cameras and plug them in. It has 2 audio outputs, one for input and one for output. So that means that if you're recording audio inside your complex, you want to put a microphone into here and then a speaker out from here. It has an HDMI plug in the back for plugging in your TV. Of course, a USB port for your mouse and external hard drives if you decide to do that. And of course, your internet RJ5 or RJ6 or Cat 5 plug here. Here's your 12-volt DC plug, and this is for an alarm if you wire an alarm system to your DVR to trigger an alarm settings. Of course, there's a VGA plug as well for additional monitor if you decide to do that. And this is your power button when you turn it on. The front of the DVR, of course, it displays the Lorex brand name up at the top. And then up here shows some settings that the DVR is running through. It has some buttons for control, function button, a record button if you decide to, up and down, left, right, and enter button, and of course the power button up here. And then an additional USB plug for an additional hard drive if you decide to add space to this DVR. So this is your DVR packaged. Now, it works. I like this DVR package system, even though it does not have, some DVRs actually have a BNC output, so you can actually plug in to a CRT monitor or an additional monitor. This does not have that. It only has the 16 ports for the cameras. So you have to use the HDMI or the VGA for a TV if you decide to plug that in. But I like the fact that it has the, of course, the internet plug, so you can actually have live site video monitoring. And I like the fact that it has a USB and the additional audio ports here. That's really nice. And mostly what I like about this DVR system is that it works the way it does. And I'm going to show you that in a future video. In addition to everything else, I want to show you, it does include an additional, the DVR package, it includes an additional packet here with some instructions, some batteries for the remote, and some stickers that you get to put on your door that identify the use of the security or the surveillance system at your complex or your place of business or your home. Now this package is fairly cheap considering its equipment that you see here. It varies in price anywhere from $499 to $799. Again, it only includes 8 cameras and one 2 terabyte DVR, okay, and it does include the accessories to install all these 8 cameras if you decide to purchase this package. It is a fairly well designed system. We like it and we install it all the time. Feel free to contact us anytime you like, 24 hours to ask questions about this package or any other security camera system. Now again, this is the camera. It's a bullet-like type camera that is enclosed in a plastic enclosure. It is manufactured and provided by Lorex. I'm going to show you in the next few minutes how the actual DVR works, and we'll answer your questions if you have further questions down the line. But this system is fairly easy to install. It's a fairly well-priced system. We believe in it. It works. By the way, we offer a year's worth of warranty on any installation that we provide, and the manufacturer offers a year's worth of warranty on any of the equipment as well. And they do have extended warranties that we can sign up for if you decide to use the system. There is additional cameras that you can install. This DVR system does allow for various additional types of cameras that you can plug into the DVR. It is a digital system. What else can I tell you about it? Well, let's see. I can tell you that it works with more than one type of camera. Now we've installed pan-tilt zoom cameras, the PTZ cameras that Lorex provides, and you can plug into the back of the DVR the PTZ system cameras, which work just great. Now again, this is a 2 terabyte. 2 terabyte gives you on a full 365 days a year, 24-hour cycle recording about a week and a half worth of recording using 8 cameras. If you decide to add additional cameras, you probably want to add additional hard drive space, but a week's worth of recording 24/7 should give you enough time if you do want to capture something or save something off the hard drive to back up. So you got about a week to go back. Otherwise, the DVR automatically records over that unless you've configured it not to do that. I like the fact that it has a remote. So if you have your DVR plugged in someplace and you want to access it, you can use the remote to control the display. Otherwise, I like the fact that the cameras are used outdoors, indoors, and that they withstand the elements, especially here in the Great Pacific Northwest. We're based here out of Oregon, and it's constantly raining. As long as you put these cameras underneath some kind of cover, they will last forever. And the manufacturer says that these will withstand the weather and the extreme temperatures. Now, inside the manual, you can read the exact temperatures that they're designed for. I do believe you can have them in cold weather temperatures, even under -10 degrees. We have had them in very extreme cold temperatures here in the Pacific Northwest. Recently, we've had some storms that have really affected the neighborhoods and the areas here, and it has gone real cold, and these cameras have done just fine. Now again, they have a weatherproof security camera housing, and they do have a long-range night vision. That's what I like about that as well. It is a 1080p HD quality video camera system, and it sells fairly well. It is ready to be installed. We have quite a few of these. Feel free to give us a call 24/7. And again, thank you.